أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the G4 Holy Qur'an Recitation class for Mutalimat. I'm the day teacher for today's lesson, and the teaching assistant will go through the quiz with you and the surah practice, and we will inshallah be assisted by the support teachers as well. Now, before we start our class, could I please remind you to ensure that you have maintained respect for the Holy Quran by having performed wuzu, covered your heads, and are now seated in a quiet room to avoid any disturbances from the background. Now, also please make sure that you are logged in with your correct IDs and that your camera and microphones are switched off. The teachers will unmute you once it's your turn, inshallah. Jazakumullah. Now, let's start with prayers. Could I please request the support teacher to unmute a student?
Yes, may I request G4 754, unmute your mic. 754, please unmute your mic.
G4 754.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, good too. Jazakallah. So, yours is the prayers then.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbana ighfir lana zunubana wa israfana fi amrina wa thabbit aqdamana wansurna alal qawmil kafirin. Our Lord, forgive us our errors and our excesses in our conduct, and make firm our steps, and help us against the disbelieving people. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Right, so we'll then move on to Hadith. Could I please have another student now?
G4 703, please come to mic.
Alaikum salam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الذي ليس في جوفه شيء من القرآن كالبيت الخارب. Hazrat Ibn Abbas narrates that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, "Indeed, the one who doesn't have any portion of the Quran inside his heart is like the abandoned house." Tirmidhi number 2913.
Jazakallah. Okay, so we'll go over to Malfuzat, and can I have another student now, please?
G4 762, please come to the mic. 762.
Sayings of the Promised Messiah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. G4 762.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wa alaikum salam. So G4 763, you can read the Malfuzat.
Okay. Saints of the promised Messiah, alayhi salatu wasalam, study the Quran with deep contemplation and hold it very dear. Love it more than anything else. God has said to me, meaning all good is contained in the Quran. This is the truth. Pity those who favor anything besides it. The fountainhead of all prosperity and salvation lies in the Quran. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Well done. So, right, let's go over to the quiz then. And the teaching assistant, are you ready?
Yes, Jazakallah. So let's make a start to our today's quiz. Question number 1. In which words will the rule of izhar be applied? A. Yu'minun. B. An'amta. C. Tarmihim bihijaratin. Or D. Yansurkum. So ST, can I have a student?
Yeah, G4 719.
G4 719. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Walaikum
It's
assalam.
B. An'amta.
Well done, it's B. And how did you identify that this will be izhar?
Because the preceding word is not ikhfa words.
Well done, it's ayn, so it's izhar
Yeah.
letter. Well done. Question number 2. Which of the following are the places where Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received revelations of the Holy Qur'an? A is a cave of Hira. B, Valley of Arafat. C, Jabal Uhud. Or D, all of the above. ST, please unmute a student.
G4 737. Please unmute your mic.
G4 737. Welcome.
Cave of Hira.
Cave of Hira? Well, actually, it's all of them. So all these places where Holy Prophet ﷺ received revelations of the Holy Quran. Okay?
Okay.
Jazakallah. Question number 3. Which is the shortest chapter or surah in the Quran? A. Surah Al-Qasr. B. Surah Al-Ikhlas. C. Surah Al-Asr. Or D. Surah Al-Lahab. ST, can I have a student?
G4 727.
G4 727.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Is it B? Inata Inakul Kosa. It's A. Sorry, A.
A, yes, you're right. Al-Qasr is the
Yeah.
right answer. Well done. Jazakallah. Moving on to question 4. How many chapters or surahs in the Quran are named after the prophets of Allah? Is it A, 5, B, 6, C, 7 chapters, or D, 8 chapters? ST, can I have a student?
G4 739.
G4 739. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
It's I'm not sure. I think it's A.
You think it's 5 chapters?
Yeah.
Not really. It's actually 7 chapters in the Quran that mentioned after the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, Jazakallah. Last question is, in which chapter or surah the second advent of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is mentioned? A. Chapter 2 Al-Baqarah. B. Chapter 62 Surah Al-Jumu'ah. C. Chapter 33 Al-Ahzab. Or D. Chapter 61 As-Saf. ST, can I have a student?
G4 767.
G4 767.
Is it B?
B, yes, you're right. It's Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Well done. That's correct. So this concludes the quiz, and back to the day teacher.
Jazakallah. Well done. All right. So today's lesson is about wasl. Wasl means to connect or to link. There are many Quranic words which either start or end with blank letters. That means letters without any stroke. Now these blank letters are dropped while connecting two words but maintained when read alone. Now there are 2 categories of such words. First, blank letters between mutaharrik and sakin letters. And second, blank letters between mutaharrik and mushaddad letters, as we can see in the examples. We'll move on and we'll look at the first category, which is a blank letter between mutaharrik and sakin. As we can see, the alif in between the mutaharrik, with the lam with the fatha, and we've got alifs that don't carry a stroke, and then we've got another letter with the sakin at the top. Now, this word here will be pronounced as qala alhamdu. We are not pronouncing the alifs in between. Wadkhulul baba. And the last example will be fil ardi. Now, if I could have a student to practice a few of these.
G4 768.
Yeah, walaikum salam. Right, so I will give you a few words that you can practice. You can do this first one and then the middle one and the last one as well.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يبلغ العلوم بهاد الأم قالوا ادعوا لنا.
Okay, good, well done. It's just the one in the middle. Say that again.
بهاد الأم.
Yeah, that's good, because we've got a sakin here, but the main thing is that we do not pronounce which letters.
We don't pronounce the alifs in between.
And the ya doesn't carry.
The ya's.
Exactly, but we are after this, the red ones mainly here. So you see we've got the dal, which carries which stroke?
The kasra.
Exactly. And the lam carries which?
Oh, dhamma. Sakin, sorry.
Sakin. So yeah. There you go. We've got blank letters in the middle of a mutaharrik letter, the dal with the kasra, and the sakin letter, which is the lam with the sakin. Same here, yeah? And we'll move on now to the second category. Now, the second category is where we have blank letters between a mutaharrik and mushaddad letter. Again, we have, hold on, that maybe, yeah. So I apologize, we have a different image here, but we'll go on. So basically what I can give you here is some examples of the mutaharrik and mushaddad letter. For example, here you see, we've got a mutaharrik meme, and we've got a mushaddad letter, and we are ignoring the letters in between. We are not pronouncing them. So this is a combining. This is what we are practicing today, and that rule is called wasl. Now, could I please have a student to practice all these rules now?
G4 739.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Right, so what you can do now is read the first line or the first three boxes and then the first line from here.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذلك الكتاب هم المفلحون فاتقوا النار والله لا يهدي القوم.
G4 739, could you please repeat this one, because I think you were breaking up towards the end if you're still here.
Okay. والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين.
Brilliant. Okay, so as we can see here, we have in the last line that you've just recited, we've got both categories. The first one, we have the blank letters between the mutaharrik and the sakun letter. And then the second category, we have the mutaharrik letter and the mushaddad letter. So that is a perfect example for both the categories for wasl. Now, can you tell me which letters did you ignore or you did not read because they did not carry in this box?
Waw, alif, and lam.
That's it. Well done. Brilliant. Jazakallah. Okay, can I have another student now, please?
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
May I request G4 756?
Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تتلو الشياطين قل انظرنا بالصبر والصلاة واتقوا النار التي أعدت للكافرين.
Brilliant. Well done. Jazakallah. And the last student now.
May I request G4 771?
Assalamu alaikum. G4 771.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. So you can read the last row from this one and the last from the second box.
Sure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أتم الصيام غير الزاد التقوى مثل الربا ولا تتبدل الخبيث بالطيب.
Okay, good. When you are reciting the middle box here, can you do this one again, please?
خير الزاد التقوى.
Okay, brilliant. It's just that I had a line initially, but that's good. It's a kha. And then what would you do here on the qaf with the sukoon on the top?
قلقلة تقوى.
Yes. So make sure that you do follow the previous rules that we have learned as well. But that's good. You were good for the wasl. Well done, Jazakallah. Okay, so that was the rule for wasl. We will now move on and very quickly revise the ikhfa. And that is basically from last lesson. We learned about ikhfa then. Now, ikhfa is when we exclude 6 letters of idgham, 6 letters of izhar, and 1 letter of iqlab. We are left with 15 letters, which we then call a haruful ikhfa, which we can see on the screen as well. These are all 15 letters of ikhfa, or we call them letters of concealing. Ikhfa means concealment or hiding, and that is why we call them the letters of ikhfa or the letters of concealing. Now the sound of noon sakin or tanween will partially be concealed if an ikhfa letter comes after it while producing light ghunna for 2 seconds. Now, however, please ensure that you do follow the rules of tafkhim and tarqiq whilst making the ghunna of ikhfa. So let's have a look at these 15 letters. We are not going to go through all the examples because we've already covered them. It's just a quick revision, and I will choose a few words or phrases. Can I please request the support teacher to unmute a student?
G4 719.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so what you can do is now recite this row.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم منصورا فمن ثقلت أزواج ثلاثة.
Good, well done. So what did you do when you were coming towards this part here? What did you do? Can you explain this?
أزواج, I just hide my with sa, because sa is a ikhwa letter.
Good.
Because tanween is there.
So when we have the tanween is basically not pronounced fully. What we do is partially conceal
it's
it.
also concealed letter.
Exactly. So we partially conceal the tanween and converted that into the ikhfa rule, where we have a light nasal sound for 2 seconds, and that's what you have done brilliantly. Well done, Jazakallah.
Thank you. Need to read more, or
no, Jazakallah. We'll choose another student now.
Okay, thank you.
Jazakallah. Can we have another student now, please?
G4 727.
G4 727. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, can you read this row with the fa?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Very small. Try to zoom in. Yeah. الأنفال من فتور خالدا فيها.
Okay, good. I did hear the sakoon sound. Try to conceal it, try to keep it hidden and pronounce it with a light nasal sound for 2 seconds. So for example, the first one should be al-anfalu.
Al-anfalu.
Good. So you're keeping the gunna sound in your mouth for 2 seconds because it's a light nasal sound. And we've got fa, which is one of those ikhfa letters. Well done. Okay. Jazakillah. So this is good practice, and we will come back to this maybe later, but for now we'll move on. Now, the next part of today's lesson is that we should avoid reciting with errors. We have 2 broad categories of errors. The first one is major errors, which are caused by a change in the meaning of the word, so we should avoid them, and we call them lan jali. And then we have the second category of errors, which are hidden errors, which usually affect the vocal beauty of the Arabic accent, and we call them lan khafi. Now, if we have a look at the first error, for example, that can occur when we mispronounce a stroke or a short vowel. Now, this may lead to a different meaning, as in the examples on the screen. We have an amta and we have an amtu. We can see on the ta, we've got a fatha and we've got a dhamma. Now, if we pronounce the fatha as a dhamma or vice versa, or with another stroke, it can change the meaning, as we can see in the translations. An amta means you blessed, whereas an amtu means I blessed. And we've got the other examples as well. That is the first error that we should definitely avoid because it changes the meaning. Now, the second error that we should also avoid is to shorten or prolong the vowel mark of a letter, which means, for example, short vowel like a long vowel, or pronounce a long vowel like a short vowel, as in the examples here as well. Now, we've got short vowels, qala, and we've got a long vowel with a la here, qala. So, la and la. With qala, it means he said. With qala, they said, like meaning more than one person said. However, the real change in meaning, for example, look at this example where you have la raiba, where you prolong the la. Here in this example, you don't prolong the la, it's just one count, la raiba. And look at the meanings. The one with the short vowel is just short doubt, so there is definitely doubt. However, when you prolong the la with a long vowel, la raiba means no doubt. And as you can see, it changed the meaning dramatically, so we should avoid doing this error as well. Now, the last error that I would like to show here is where one mistakenly changes a sakin letter to mutaharrik and vice versa, like in the examples on the screen. And as we can see, it does change the meaning. So we should try our very best to recite with correct pronunciation to avoid such errors. For example, we have khalaqna and khalaqana. Now that could be a mistake when, for example, you also want to pronounce or jerk for the qalqala. Don't jerk so strong that it comes into a fatha. Yeah. So that is an example. For example, here khalaqna means we created, whereas a khalaqana with the fatha on the top means he created us. And that's a complete change in meaning with the content as well. Right, so it's time to practice on the surah now, and I will hand it over to the teaching assistant so we can go through some practice of the rules as well. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, DT. Let me share my screen. Okay, so today we'll be reading from verse number 39 to up to 42. So let's make a start. ST, can I have a student?
Yes, G4 736. Please come to the mic.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Make a start with 1000 tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله عالم غيب السماوات والأرض إنه عليم بذات الصدور.
Jazakallah, that was recited well. Could you read this word again, the first two words?
إن الله.
Well done. So which rule did you apply on this lam?
It's the as it's the majestic lam, it will be the sound will be thickened because before that the letter previous it has the fatha on it as well.
Well done. Yes, well done. So lam will be thick lam, which you did. Well done. And which rule is this one then?
Is the meme mutfa? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Meme makluba, you mean?
Yes, meme makluba, where you it turns into the sound of meme.
Well done. So and also another way is to look at the letter after meme, after that meme, right? It's ba.
Oh yeah, and then you have to prolong it as well.
Well done. Yes. So how many seconds?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. So that's meme makluba there. Well done. Jazakallah for coming on the mic.
Jazakallah.
ST, can I have another student?
Yes. G4 767. Please come to the mic.
767.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Start with 1000 tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله
Sorry, it's from the next verse here.
هو الذي جعل لكم خلائف في الأرض فمن كفر فعليه كفره ولا يزيد الكافرين كفرهم عند ربهم إلا مقتا ولا يزيد الكافرين كفرهم إلا خسارا.
Jazakallah. This word, would you like to try it again?
جعلكم.
Yeah, so I think before you read as 2 lam, so it's 1 lam, ja'alakum. Okay?
Okay.
And last lesson we covered, and today as well, we covered the rule of ikhfa. Do you remember that rule?
Yes.
So after Noon Sakin, if the letter is ikhfa letter, then what do we do?
Do we turn the noon to meme?
No, we conceal the sound of Noon Sakin. Okay? So we need to conceal it. So we will not pronounce it clear noon, but it will be hidden noon sound. Do you want to try again? Well done. And here as well, after Noon Sakin, you have the letter dal. So again, this will be concealed. So try this word.
Inda
Rabbihim, yes. And you did apply Kalkula rule here, so well done for that. And another thing, because you have this little to, right? This means it's a compulsory stop. So you must make a pause here. You cannot continue over here, okay?
Okay.
So when you said fil ardi, that was wrong. You need to stop fil ard.
Okay.
And on the second one as well. So how would you stop on this one then?
Kufru.
Kufru, well done. So just remember that ta is a compulsory stop. You must stop there, okay?
Okay.
Whereas on Jim, you can decide if you want to or not, but it's optional. But on ta, it's compulsory. Okay? Jazakallah for coming on the mic. Well done. ST can have another student.
Yes, G4 754. Please come to the mic. 754.
G4 754.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أرأيتم شركاءكم الذين تدعون من دون الله أروني ماذا خلقوا من الأرض أم لهم شرك في السماوات أم آتيناهم كتابا فهم على بينات منه بل يئد الظالمون بعضهم بعضا إلى غرورا.
Jazakallah. On this word, what do we do on this dal? Which rule is it that we apply? Jerk. Well done. So how would you read this then?
Third.
Yes. Is it light jerk or medium jerk or strong jerk?
I think just light.
Light, yes, because it's in the middle of the word.
Between, yeah.
Yes. And when you were, I think you ran out of breath here, so you made a pause and then you went a few words back and then you started again. But when you are stopping, when you feel like you will run out of breath, so make sure you do not say duni, or you can say min dun, okay? And this lam, is this a thick lam or a thin lam?
Thin.
Thin. And why is that?
Because it's half a kasla and the noon.
Yes, well done. So the letter before that is preceding kasra. Well done. And do you remember the ikhfa rule here?
I forgot a bit.
Okay, so we look at the letter after noon sakin or tanween, right?
Yeah.
So there is no noon sakin, but we have tanween on letter ba.
Yeah.
So we look at the letter after, which is fa, and fa is ikhfa letter. So we
Ikhfa
need to
letter, yeah.
conceal the tanween sound.
Yeah, kitaban.
Kitaban fahum. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it really. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Sorry, one thing again. I think, how did you stop on this one?
Is it gurura? Oh.
Yes, that's better. Jazakallah. Jazakallah. ST, can I have another student?
Yes, G4 738.
G4 738. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يمسك السماوات والأرض أن تزولا ولئن زلتا إن أمسكهما من أحد من بعده إنه كان حليما غفورا.
Jazakallah, that was beautiful. Can you read these two words again?
ولئن زلا no, I don't know.
You need to pronounce that.
ولئن زالتا sorry.
Yes, that's better because remember this is alif, so we need to prolong for 2 counts.
Yeah.
And which rule is this one? You applied it really well, but I just want to know if you know the name of the rule.
It's the mim makluba.
Mim makluba, and how did you know?
Because there's a noon sakin will exchange into mim, and it's followed by ba.
Well done. It's followed by ba, and noon sakin will change into mim sakin. Is this going to be thick lam or thin one?
I think it's thick lam.
It's thick because
noon mushaddid got a fatha on it.
Well done. And you applied ikhfa rule really well. You concealed the noon sakin sound really well as well. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
So ST, can I have another student?
G4 771.
G4 771.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Shall I start from Inna Allah?
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Sorry, just before you start, I heard, is this going to be thick or thin?
Thin. Yeah, it will be thin.
Yes.
Billahi.
Billahi. Just make sure you remember that and make a start.
إن الله عالم غيب السماوات والأرض إنه عليم بذات الصدور.
Jazakallah. And how would you read out the sound of this one?
It's a throat letter, so alimun.
Alimun. So it'll be from the middle of your throat, right? Ayin sound. Make sure it's clear. And other than that, it was all great. Which rule is this one?
It's iqlab, mim makluba.
Well done. It's iqlab, mim makluba. So mim turns into mim sakin. Then mim turns into mim sakin. Jazakallah. So ST, can I have another student?
Yes, G4 769. Please come to the mic.
G4 769. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Okay, before you start, I want to mention this one to you as well.
Yes.
Because you have a kasra before the word Allah, right?
Yes.
So this will be thin lam, billah.
Billahi.
Yeah, and so you want to read again?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
That was much better. So you can start from here.
The second highlighted.
Yes,
okay.
the second.
هو الذي جعلكم خلائف في الأرض فمن كفر فعليه كفور ولا يريد الكافرين كفورهم عند ربهم إلا مقتا ولا يريد الكافرين كفورهم إلا حسرا.
Jazakallah. So let's look at this word first. What is
Sorry to
this?
interrupt, Didi. Can you ask her recite again? And
Yes.
slowly.
Yeah. So you want to try again?
Okay. From the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. Shall I recite those again as well?
Yes, that would be great because then now you know what the mistake was before.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
So try and recite slowly this time.
Okay. هو الذي جعلكم خلائف في الأرض فمن كفر فعليه كفور.
Okay, this word, it's kufru, right?
كفر.
Yeah, carry on.
ولا يريد الكافرين كفرهم عند ربهم إلا مقتا.
It's maqta.
مقتا ولا يريد الكافرين كفرهم إلا حسرا.
What is this word again?
إلا حسرا.
So you need to prolong sa for 2 counts.
إلا حسرا.
Yeah, that's better. And what is this word from wala?
ولا يريد.
No, it's ya, right? Not you.
Yeah.
And then it's z, not re.
أو ولا يزيد.
Yazidu, wala yazidu.
ولا يزيد.
Yes, that's better. And what is this word?
كفرهم.
So you want to try again from wala up until to the end?
Yeah, I'll start from there. ولا يزيد
Not you.
يزيد الكافرين كفرهم إلا حسرا.
Yeah, that's much better. Just make sure whenever you're reading, you are pronouncing the strokes properly. Because remember, this was mentioned that it's a major error. It can cause a problem in the meaning. It can completely change the meaning of the word, okay?
Yes.
So make sure you keep that in mind and read from here, this up until here.
فمن كفر فعليه كفر.
And we learned the rule of ikhfa the other day. After noon sakin, here on faman, we have the letter kaf, right?
Yes.
So you need to try conceal the sound of noon.
Faman.
I can hear clear noon sound. Try to hide it.
Faman kafara.
Well done, that's better. Faman kafara. And the sound of ayn should come from the middle of your throat. So try that sound.
Fa'alayhi.
Alayhi, fa'alayhi.
Fa'alayhi.
Yeah, that's better. And read the next one from wala up until here.
Wala yuzidu.
It's not you.
Yazi.
Yeah. So try again.
ولا يزيد الكافرين كفرهم عند ربهم إلا مقتا.
So you applied the rule of qalqala here, but you forgot to do ikhfa on this noon sakin.
عند ربهم إلا مقتا.
Remember, we are concealing, right? So it will be
yes.
In the. It's still a bit clear. In the. It's much better, but try not have the noon end sound at the end. In the. So make sure you practice at home. That will come with practice, okay?
Yes.
So Jazakallah. So just make sure that when you're reading, you're looking
back at the book.
Yes, and the strokes as well.
Yes, Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. ST, can I have another student?
G4 770. Please come to the mic.
G4 770.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أرأيتم شركاءكم الذين تدعون من دون الله أروني ماذا خلقوا من الأرض أم لهم شرك في السماوات أم آتيناهم كتابا فهم على بينة منه بل إن يعد الظالمون بعضهم بعضا إلا غرورا.
It's read the two words.
إلا غرورا.
Yeah, غرورا, right? So be careful with the stroke as it can change the meaning. Other than that, you forgot to apply ikhfa rule here on nun sakin.
Yeah, I got that.
So try it again.
تدعون من دون الله.
So the noon sound was clearer. So try and conceal it. من دون الله.
من دون الله.
Yeah, that's better. And what about? Okay, on this word. Is Ra one of the qalqala letters or not?
Yeah, yes.
Is it?
Yeah, not a qalqala, but we will pronounce it with thick sound.
We will pronounce it if it had a stroke, but if it's a, but this is not a qalqala letters, right?
Okay.
Do you remember the 5 qalqala letters?
Not maybe not very well.
Okay, so it's kaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. So
Okay.
Ra is not one of the qalqala letters. So when you read, I think you made a little jerk on Ra as shirkun. This will be shirkun. Okay?
Sakin letters, right?
Yeah, but it's not qalqala, so there's no need to make any jerk sound on Ra.
Okay.
And again,
Shirkun.
yeah, again, this is tanween on kaf. And the letter
Yeah.
after tanween is fa. So this is again ikhfa. So can you try again with the concealed sound?
Okay. Shirkum fi samawat.
Yeah, so it's shirkun. So make sure the N is not clear at the end, okay?
Okay.
And could you tell me, if you remember, what kind of mud is this one on ka?
Madde kabira.
It's madde kabir, and is it maddul muttasil or munfasil?
Munfasil. I don't actually know that.
It's actually Maddul Muttasil. Whenever it's Hamza after a letter of elongation, it will be Maddul Muttasil, okay?
Okay.
And so you applied the ikhfa, and here on this one, this lam, is it thick lam or thin lam?
It's actually majestic lam, but the word before lam is madde kasra and dhamma, and the third one actually.
So you look at the letter before the word Allah, which is noon, right?
Yes.
And noon is
right,
carrying
but-
kasra.
Okay, yes, kasra. So it will pronounce with simple thin sound.
Thin sound.
Billah.
So well done. And one more question. What rule did you apply on this one? So after noon sakin, you have a mushaddad letter.
I don't know the rule.
So how did you read this word? So what are you doing there when you said inya?
Partial nasal sound.
Nasal sound. You didn't say inya, right? You said inya. So there was a nasal sound, and this is called a rule of idgham. After noon sakin or tanween, if it's a mushaddad letter, that's idgham. Is it with gunna or without gunna?
What you said.
So when you read it as inya, are you doing gunna sound there or no gunna?
Noon gunna.
Yeah, so there is a gunna sound when you're saying inya. Okay, so it's a light nasal sound for 2 counts. Okay, Jazakallah. And I think that this concludes the surah practice, and it's time to do a recap of today's lesson. And I will give it back to the day teacher.
Jazakallah. Let me share my screen. Okay, so now we're coming towards the end of our class, alhamdulillah. We've learned some new rules, and I hope that we will keep revising them as well, so we are ready for our next classes, inshallah. To recap what we have learned today, I will quickly summarize that wasl means to connect either the mutaharrik with the sakin letter or the mutaharrik with the mushaddad letter, while ignoring the blank letters in between. We also revised the ikhfa rule, which means to partially conceal or hide the sound of noon sakin or tanween for the 15 letters that we have on the screen as well. While producing a light gunna for 2 seconds, don't forget the gunna, because sometimes during the practice we tend to pronounce the tanween or the sakin letter, but do the partial concealing for 2 seconds gunna. Then lastly, we reflected on the errors during the recitation that we should avoid, as these can change the meaning. Now, I hope that this helped and that we will inshallah improve our recitation of the Holy Qur'an following the rules. As homework, I would still say that keep practicing the rules for correct pronunciation and re-watch the class recordings as well. We will now end the class with prayers. Could I please request the support teacher to unmute a student?
Yes, could I please request G4 756?
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم آنس وحشتي في القبر اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرني منه ما نسيت وعلمني منه ما جهلت وارزقني تلاوته آناء الليل والنهار واجعله لي حجة يا رب العالمين آمين.
Okay, before you go on to the translation, actually, because these are major mistakes now, you have added a lam. We don't have a lam in between here, so it's Allahumma anis wahshati fi qabri, not fil, yeah? Fi qabri. And then you have mispronounced the stroke.
Rabbal.
Yeah, Rabbal
Alamin.
Good. Jazakallah. And the translation.
O Allah, dispel all my fears in my grave. O Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran. Make it for me the ledger, the light, the guidance, and the mercy. O Allah, remind me what I forgot from it and teach me what I do not know of it. Grant me its recitation during the hours of night and day and make it a witness in my favor. O Lord of all the world. Ameen. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas sami'ul alim. O Lord, accept this from us, for thou art all hearing, all knowing.
Ameen. Jazakallah. Okay, Jazakallah to all for joining this class today, and we look forward to having you back on Monday, inshallah. Until then, take care and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.